Right. We actually, as almost a joke in a biography, I remember one of our founding members writing that he wore all the hats at Loopt and was the glue that held people together. But I think in our founding team we were very lucky to have a nice balance of different personality types. We had the super cynical realist that sort of kept us honest when we were talking about the success or the risks associated with doing something. And I think I fell towards the more optimistic side of things, definitely in a lot of decisions. Personally, I find myself to be a person that's very outwardly optimistic and likes to be at the same time very aware of the worst case possibility, just for internal sort of reference. But I think amongst the rest of the team we had again another split. I think Sam falling somewhere in the middle, and between Nick and Ricky being on the slightly more cynical side.
So let's talk about that very first prototype you created.
Sure.
What did that look like?
Oh, we joke a lot about bringing it back sometimes. It's pretty simple, straightforward, just a straight up a list with a set of features, and the maps that we had back then were literally a picture of a map square of where you were and literally some dots painted on them, and you could press up and down and a cursor moved between them and you got like the name of that person. And back then cell phones were just such a different game than they were today.
Right.
We're talking like maybe 130 pixels across, and it was just a totally different experience. Aside from the novelty of just seeing the whole thing work, I think it was probably rather unimpressive.
Well,
Brainstorm challenges just evolved out of a lot of people having problems that they ran about 5 to 10 minutes. Whoever proposed the brainstorm or whoever's moderating it gave people some backstory and background information. So this is what we're really trying to solve. This is what we're trying to do. People, I think, threw out ideas for 30 to 45 minutes. And then there was 30 minutes of sort of filtering just the ideas that were out on the board down to the favorites.
Yep.
And then like a 10-minute recap at the end. And afterwards, whoever was moderating, would type up the results and send them out to everyone who was participating. So you kind of closed the feedback loop. People saw that, some conclusion got decided on. Rules that emerged were you needed those two phases. You needed a period where it was just open season, throw ideas out, but then you needed a phase where you went back through and really flushed out the ones that were sort of the most promising, the most interesting.
Yeah. And
I think separating it worked really, really well. And I feel like a lot of these rules, are inherited from kindergarten. Like, when people are brainstorming, no idea is bad, etc.
Right. And it's not just a kindergarten thing. We're being told that in this class. Wow. So it's quite an adult thing, I must say myself. Yeah.
There we go. And this just became something that we're trying and using to solve random problems.
That's great.